Mr. Louis Ng.
Madam, this pandemic has been one whiplash after another for our construction sector. The latest whiplash comes from the surge of cases in India. It has forced us to bar entry for all work pass holders from there. This means that the industry's manpower crunch will continue and even worsen. This bill allows contractors to adjust the monetary sums of contracts that have not yet been completed. This will help contractors cope with the increased manpower cost. However, as I raised in my previous speech on the COVID-19 Temporary Measures Amendment No. 2 bill, it remains unclear whether yet again allowing modifications of agreed-upon contracts is a lasting solution. Ultimately, we're talking about labour supply problems that may be long-run, given that the pandemic shows no signs of abating in many developing countries. On that, I have 3 points of clarifications. My first point is about temporarily allowing workers to get their skills certified here in Singapore. Typically, migrant workers looking to join our construction sector must first enroll in overseas testing centres or OTCs within their home country. At these OTCs, they must complete either the Skills Evaluation Certificate or SEC or Skills Evaluation Certificate Knowledge SECK, which certifies that the workers qualify as basic skilled construction workers. On 5th May, BCA introduced an exemption. For 6 months, workers from China can obtain their skills certification in Singapore rather than in their home country. This reduces the bottleneck in China, where some OTCs remain closed, and help alleviate our labour supply crunch. Can Minister clarify what is the usual passing rate of the SEC and SECK tests in each country's OTCs? For areas where the passing rate is usually quite high, can the government consider introducing similar temporary exemptions from other source countries? For instance, there remain OTCs that are closed in Myanmar and Thailand. This can help temporarily alleviate the supply crunch without compromising on the skill requirements we have set. My second point is about expanding the list of source country which we debated earlier. We've always restricted the list of countries from which each industry can hire work pass holders. For the construction sector, the list is Malaysia, China, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Philippines, Thailand, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and South Korea. Can the government explain the basis for restricting this list of source country? Can the government also consider expanding the list of source countries? There are likely other countries where migrant workers with basic skills can be found. Indeed, times like this highlight the risk of over-relying on a limited number of source countries. Let me clarify that expanding the list of source country can align with our goal of moving the industry towards increased productivity. With a more diverse supply pool, it might become easier to find higher skilled workers. We could then move towards raising our skills requirement for what counts as basic skilled or higher skilled, as well as tapering off the number of lower skilled migrant workers in the sector. My third point is about the impact on government expenses. Will this bill result in government ending up spending more on construction projects than previously expected, as contract sums get adjusted upwards? While I understand that the final impact will have to be quantified by assessors, who will have to look at the applications on a case-by-case basis, has the government at least estimated the range of increased costs that it will have to bear as a result of the potential contract adjustments? It is likely that at any given time, the government is the largest spender on construction contracts in Singapore. We must help the construction sector, but we must also find a balance and guard against the possibility that all of our yet complete projects see ballooning costs as a result of this legislative amendment. Madam, notwithstanding my clarifications, I stand in support of the bill.